Pocket Square. Dude's got a Pocket Square. What else we got? Oh, damn, 10X, son. Hey, Ezra here behind the scenes at the 10X Growth Conference. 10X, son. Everyone's doing this sign 10X. It's exciting. We got 9,000 entrepreneurs in one room. But it is kind of an amazing spectacle to have people from all different industries. There's real estate folks and folks who have local businesses and folks who are in e-commerce and speakers and coaches and authors. And it's like a really nice, diverse crowd of people who are looking for how to spread their message, how to engage with more people. It's a really cool event. I've not spoken to an audience this big before. This is pretty exciting. I'm gonna go on stage in a little bit. We'll get some video of that. I'll take you around, introduce you to some people, and then I'll come back and let you know kind of what the main takeaways from 10X are. So thanks for watching. Let's take a look, and I'll be back in a minute. Hey, Ezra here behind the scenes with Juiced Jared Glant.
There we go.
The Vice President of Sales for Cardone Enterprises. And Jared, you, amongst many things, by the way, you're a great presenter, but amongst many things, like, you're great at selling. And as we know, like, selling, you got to be able to sell well. So if someone's like uncomfortable selling, pitching, describing their products, or they're looking to up level, to use the parlance of our time, their sales, skills, how would they do that?
Well, I think that the most important thing is to seek out people that are great at what you want to get great at, and use them as like what are they doing? I don't know a whole lot about marketing. So I was like, okay, who do I know or who can I get connected with that can teach me something about marketing? That's what this event's really about. That's why my boy Ezra's here, right? So I would just say you got to find people that are great at it. You got to find guys like Grant who have content on making calls, on negotiating deals, because at some point, like, everything is a sale. Everybody likes to think sales is a dirty thing. But if you can combine sales with marketing, that's when you can truly put rocket fuel in the tank and your business can really take off.
Yeah. And I like what you said about we're all everything is a sale. Like, you're selling people ideas. You're selling people stuff all the time, Juiced up Jared Glant. Thanks for coming on the show.
You got it, man.
I like your suit, by the way, too.
Right?
Pocket Square. Dude's got a Pocket Square. What else we got? Oh, damn. 10X, son. Damn. Yo, I'm here with Gary, the Great Cardone. How you doing, man?
Great, man. Great to see you, Ezra.
Thank you for coming on the show. So, you kind of blew my mind just a minute ago talking about chargebacks, because I, as an e-commerce business owner, doing tens of thousands of transactions a month, kind of assume that my chargebacks, look, I'm just not going to win those. And even though I shipped a product, and even though I, delivered to that customer, they charge it back, I got no recourse. And you said, hey, that's not always the case. So what is one thing that most e-commerce business owners don't understand about the chargeback game?
Well, I think, most e-commerce merchants didn't get into the business to deal with fraud, chargebacks, and refunds. They got into the business to sell. So it's just not an expertise you're ever going to know about. Most big companies will not know about it. Look, you don't do your own payroll.
No.
You're not going to do your own chargeback. So companies like ours are just experts on the particular rules of MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and all the other players. And that's all we're doing, and showing that you guys are compliant. That's really the deal about chargebacks. So it is not true that you cannot win e-commerce chargebacks. In fact, Google and Apple are both agreeing with our numbers, that 86% of these chargebacks are filed frivolously and without due diligence being done on. That's where we come in. We act as your paralegal to either determine that you made a mistake or the issuing bank or the consumer made a mistake. And that's all we're trying to do.
Yes, and let me ask you, because I find that there's a good number of people who are hustling me, and I accept that as part of the business. They're going to order my stuff, they're going to receive that product, and they're going to charge it back. And that, with e-commerce today, is something that you factor in, man.
Yeah, and that's a shame, right? That we have a marketplace that's growing at such a colossal rate that we have a lot of friction. And friction in markets that are developing like this, the chargeback is friction. The problem with the chargeback is refunds are also going up. Are you guys noticing that? Refunds are going up, chargebacks are going up, and declines, the lack of accepting a credit card, is also going up. These three things were supposed to toggle off. So the chargeback was supposed to desensitize refunds. Everyone's doing the same thing. So we know there's abuse in the system. That's going to happen as a market develops. Part of my job is to make sure that the merchant's doing his job and the consumer and his bank is doing their job.
Where can people find you?
Chargebacks911.com.
Chargebacks911.com. 10X.
Gold standard of this problem.
Gary the Great Cardone. Thanks, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Can't wait to see this guy.
Yeah.
Give it up for Ezra Firestone!
10X Growth Conference is over. And I just clapped my hands really hard on accident. Wow, what an intense experience. What a cool experience to have that many people, that kind of energy all in one room, all going for it. You know, you forget how inspiring it is to see a big group of people all kind of moving in the same direction. And I believe that, you know, power in life comes from groups, right? There's a lot of power in groups. There's a lot of support in groups. There's a lot of opportunity for connection and you know, networking and people to support you and talk to and learn from. So I'm a big fan of groups. And this was a big group, and they all have a shared lingo. Groups tend to have shared lingo. You know, they have a shared lingo. They're all kind of moving in the same direction. They're all, it was a really fun event. It was a really interesting event. And what I got out of it was, number one, I think most people only push about, one of the things that people just kept bringing up was that, like, you're not really investing as much as you could be. You could be being a little bit more deliberate. You could be spending more time on marketing. You could be spending more time on selling. So a lot of the presenters were really focused around, like, hey, you're doing great, and you could be pushing a little bit harder in this direction and not have it, like, you know, ruin your life, or have you know, like, not push so hard that you're burning yourself into the ground. But the big sort of takeaway from this event was, you can do a little bit more than you think you can, and that you really ought to do that. And I find that, you know, coming from a competitive sports background, a background in competitive judo and wrestling, that, you know, really you can push harder than you think you can. And I thought that was a really good message to give such a large group of people. It was also interesting because, you know, a lot of these folks were looking to either be in like a different career, or add skill sets on, or learn digital marketing when they have more of a traditional background in selling or retail or services. So it was kind of interesting to be in front of a group that large. I've never spoken to a group that large. I've done like 5,000, 4,000, but 9,000, 10,000, that's a much bigger group. And it showed me that, like, you know, we think this digital marketing thing is out there, that everyone knows it, but that's not the case. We're a very, very small group of people. We're a very niche, little tiny group of people who are paying attention to how to spread messages online, how to leverage the internet, how to leverage digital communication, how to leverage the digital medium to engage groups of people in conversations. And so it showed me that, like, really, you know, this is still a very small group of people who are doing what we're doing, who are paying attention to how to engage audiences of people and communities of people with content online, and lead back to sales experiences, like getting them to enroll or donate or purchase or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you know, and that it's still really early on in the life cycle of this, you know, still 92% of all transactions happen offline, right? At physical retail locations, not online. So we're still at the very beginning of this. And it was a good reminder to see that, like, even though I've been in this for 14 years now, it's like we're still real early, and you still have a great opportunity to get involved. If you feel like you missed the boat, you really haven't. And it was a good reminder of that. So I really enjoyed it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Hope to see you next year at 10X Growth Con if you end up making it, or at an event sometime soon.